We're started. Hi, everybody. Welcome to American Sex Live and Waffles came in like a wrecking ball. So I'm Sunny Megatron.
And I am Waffles owner.
Yes, Ken Melvoinberg. We're sexuality educators, pleasure advocates, and kinky perverts too.
And we're married.
Yes, we are married. And this is the live version of our podcast, American Sex. We love doing the live version because it's visual and we can show you things and we can get facial expressions and we can interact with you and do all sorts of things we can't do on the podcast that you would find on iTunes or Spotify or whatever. So a couple of things before we get started. You see, we have a very kick-ass rock star special guest, Midori, waiting in the wings. I'm just going to do our housekeeping, which here is our ball washing. So let's do a little ball washing real quick before we get started. All right.
Panda, hey.
Yay, hi. All right, so if you are new to the Get Vocal platform and if you are on a cell phone, it may be a little hard to navigate. So if you want to, I don't know if it works if there's two people, but turning us sideways may give you a better picture. Experiment with that. If you want to open up the chat, swipe over from the left. Can't talk. The left. Yeah, I think that's it. If you are watching on another platform, this is simulcast on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube Live. But you're going to see, we're going to be interacting and looking at the chat, and people are going to pop on screen. And if you're like, dude, I keep asking a question and nobody's answering me, because you have to be on the Get Vocal platform for us to interact with you. So if you're not there and you're like, I want to be a part of the crowd, because I haven't seen people in 16 days and I'm losing my mind, go on over to bit.ly, bit.ly/SunnyGetVocal. And I'm going to type it in here real quick, bit.ly/SUNNYGET. Oh, why am I typing it in here? Because you're not here and you can't see it because you're on Facebook. So come join us. Come to my brood. I've been inside for 16 days today, or 15. No, 16. It's my 16th day in the house. All right. What else?
How is that different than normal?
Sometimes I go to Walmart. I mean, that's the only difference. It's the only difference. And again, if you're new to Get Vocal and you're like, this is pretty cool, we're part of a Wednesday night lineup that's all love, sex, dating, called the Connection Zone. So next time, come on here a couple hours early and you can see a bunch of different shows on different subjects about sex, dating, and relationships.
Check out Clam Chatter.
Yes. There's love rants, clam chatter, black girls texting, date chatter. Dateable, Not Your Therapist, Horizontal with Leela, and a few other ones just joined us, and I can't remember your names right now. I'm sorry, but check it out. There's a bunch. It's kind of awesome. Lastly, we love you, and we love when you support us. And Get Vocal has recently implemented a tipping system called the V-Coin system. So if you are so inclined, you can go ahead and I don't know where it is for you. Is it in your... I think you do it in the chat. Yeah, you do it in the chat. There's a little diamond with a V in it. If you click that and you have V. Yeah, Adam just gave us 100 coins. See, now you got to take off your pants. I
don't have pants. I'm all set.
Oh, he's wearing shorts. Look, Adam, it worked. He took off his pants when you gave him money.
Hear me?
I can hear you because you're not wearing pants. And lastly, normally I don't do this, but you know what? I'm going to throw out our Patreon for you guys because hard times, man. Hard fucking time. You know, all the shit that's transpired, that's the world. We're doing a lot of stuff for our Patreon members above and beyond our normal perks. One of which is we're starting to do weekly hangouts on Get Vocal, but you can only unlock the broadcast if you're a Patreon member. So I'm going to type that in the, what is it? patreon.com/American Sex. Whoops, I did it wrong. SCX. I did it. All right. So last call. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Periscope, if you're on YouTube and you want to interact with our chat or pop on screen later when we open them up, come on over to Get Vocal, bit.ly/Sunny, SUNNY, Get Vocal, GETVOKL. Feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't think so. I think we're going to talk to Midori now.
Let's do it.
Okay. So if y'all don't know Midori, I know some of you are peeing in your pants. You've been peeing in your pants since I announced on social media that Midori was going to be here tonight. So if you don't know Midori, you're going to pee in your pants like afterwards once you realize how fucking awesome she is. So really quickly, Dan Savage refers to Midori as the supernova of kink. Midori wrote the first English instruction book on shibari called The Seductive Art of Japanese Bondage. She founded Rope Dojo and Forte Femme, a women's dominance intensive, and she teaches all over. Plus, she makes amazing, challenging, giant art. Midori also has a Patreon and does a bunch of live webinars and stuff. So we're going to get that in just a second. But real quick, what the hell are we here for? We're talking about oral sex, not O-R-A-L, but aural with an A. I don't know. Do you still pronounce it oral? How do you pronounce it? I don't know. But because we need this right now, because we're all on our computers. The bottom of your cup looks like a toilet paper roll, Midori, and I'm so conditioned now to be like, where'd you get toilet paper?
My God, it does. That is the most decadent thing you could have right now, is a coffee cup shaped like toilet paper. Fuck gold, fuck silver. I have toilet paper.
But I am so excited to learn more about the art of vocal seduction, because right now, we're doing the phone sex. We're doing the video sex. We're doing the, hey, we're in quarantine and we can't touch each other sex. So, yeah, let's do it. Oh, Midori left. She didn't like my intro.
It took too long.
Just walked right out. Desiree is a huge fan. Oh, yeah. Oh, you tease.
She really is being a tease. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, look at that Charmin, baby. Look at that Charmin.
Squeeze
squeeze
that Charmin.
Squeeze oh, decadent.
Okay. So, hi.
Hashtag toilet paper porn into everything about it.
Oh, toilet paper porn. You heard it here first. Okay. Hi, Midori. How are you?
Hi, Midori.
Hi. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes. I thought I would squeeze and caress that Charmin.
Yeah. That was like the hottest thing I've seen in at least 16 days.
Ooh, yeah. Well, okay. It might make another cameo then. So, yay. Hi, everyone. So let's see. Oh, seen roll of toilet paper top of a work truck today. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So let's talk about oral sex, using your voice for seduction. I want to give some basic, good, common sense tips on how to do this. And a lot of people get, I think, a bit nervous. I have a full formal class called Oral Sex. It's kind of like the highlight cash version of it. And I am expecting people to do your homework. Folks, do your homework. Auntie Midori says do your homework, which means whether you are with the person that you are socially isolating with, or social distancing with, or distantly socializing with.
I like that better.
Yeah, distantly social. If you are being distantly social, use your voice. And for those of you who are with your person 24/7 and maybe dealing with kids and life and all the stress, just slowing the voice down and having a little spicy voice, especially for folks that might not have privacy. You can actually engage in ear sex and brain sex. And if you are not with your person, or if you're in some way or another finding new people to interact just by voice, well, you can use your voice and essentially erotic storytelling skills as a way to enhance it. It's all the Scheherazade skill. And a lot of people think that it's about talking dirty. No, like anatomical terms, that in itself doesn't do anything. And I'm assuming here I can say all the words.
Oh, you can say all the words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cunt and prick and dick and all of that stuff, right? Okay. Good. Okay.
Okay. Whew, got that off our chest.
Yes. It's not necessarily, let's see, knobs, knockers, boobs, personal flotation device, titties, pleasure bags, you know, whatever. But the words themselves, okay, so I know some folks get like, oh my God, you know, I feel really like corny saying dirty words. It's not about what you say. It's how you say it, right? It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So let's say if you guys and I were like, you know, in a hot little threesome dating thingy, and, you know, I could be just talking about, hey, how's your day? How's the dog? You know, how's life treating you? I'm jealous that you were in the pool, surrounded by that cold, silky water.
Yep.
So we could go from, you know, our ordinary, friendly, like jovial, intimate. And when I say jovial, intimate, I mean like, you know, hey, tell me about how your day was. I actually want to know, right? We can go from that to maybe you had a shitty day. Maybe you're just going stir crazy. Maybe you're absolutely going nuts. Maybe, you know, life is falling down around us and we live in way too interesting times. And there's like a hurricane in your head.
Right.
Maybe I can take a few more minutes out of your time to just settle. It's kind of like Tantra yoga for your sex brain.
Ooh. I love that analogy. Yeah, one of the things I've been thinking about, like, just what's going on now and how it's going to change sex and dating. I really think, you know, not only are people going to move towards more vocal things because we have to for social distancing, but I really think that this is my prediction for the trends here, that we are collectively going to tap more into that biggest sexual organ and use things other than the physical body to get off. Like, we're all craving intimacy, and right now we can't physically be with each other. So, I mean, can, but you know.
And there comes a point where you just like smack, you know.
Oh God, 16
really
days.
quick, you guys, I don't know if you noticed, but Cecilia Tan is here. Everybody say
I know. Tan. We have a superstar of smut writing in the house. Cecilia Tan. Oh my God. Yeah. Waves. All right. So here's some highlights. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And less is more. Less is more. And there are basic powers under the less is more, which is slower, quieter moments of silence and sensory rich description. Now we're going to set that aside for a moment. And I'm in front of my bookshelf here, strategically placed my books, but I'm going to randomly pick out some non-sex book and read it. Okay.
I mean, you just make toilet paper sexy, so I have high expectations.
All right, so I just picked up Etiquette Guide to Japan. Okay, and I'm just gonna randomly open a page and just read. What I want you to do, my friends, is I want you to pay attention to, I want you to notice what your mind and your body is doing as I'm reading this. So I'm going to do two different readings, okay? And again, this is not anything I pre-planned. I pre-planned smut in a moment. All right, so pay attention to your state and the effect upon the state. Because the secret to seduction, as well as oral sex, oral seduction, is about creating a change of state, okay? So we got to understand the tools we're using. So reading number 1, public etiquette. For centuries, the focus of responsibility in Japan was extremely narrow and limited to the family, the work group, the village, the local clan authorities. Each unit of this vertical grouping was more or less exclusive and in competition with every other unit. Japan's clan system pitted the clan against one another and endured until 1870, when it was officially abolished after the downfall of the shogunate government in 1867. Okay, what's your state? What's your body and your mind doing?
I kind of feel like I'm at school and the teacher's reading me something, or like the other students are reading. I'm just like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ken?
I just felt like it was just a dry, average tour guide book. Like just talking about the basics of the history of the country.
Like not drawn in, not like in it. Just like
it was very neutral. Very neutral.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's try this. All right. Public etiquette. For centuries, the focus of responsibilities in Japan was extremely narrow and limited to the family, the work group, the village, the local clan, and authorities. Each unit of this vertical grouping was more or less exclusive and in competition with every other unit. Japan's clan system pitted the clans against one another and endured until 1870, when it was officially abolished after the downfall of the shogunate government in 1867.
Wow, that was good. Hold on, my computer is dying, but I like almost felt like I was going to have an orgasm. Yeah, it was good. I'm plugging my computer back in so we don't lose everything. There.
So, okay, little funny aside. Years ago, when I was teaching in Toronto on the trip, and the Canadian Broadcasting System, which is like the PBS of up there, invited me on to talk about my work. And I think the only thing they could get me to talk about safely on CBC was using my voice. And I don't know if we could even use the word sex, okay? So I explained the principles in a very Canadian PBS kind of way. And then they had me read the weather.
Oh.
I read the weather, and there's a high pressure system coming in from the north.
There's a high pressure system coming in from the south with showers.
Yeah. And so I read their weather, and then right afterwards, the weather guy was supposed to come on, and he didn't want to come on.
Wow.
I sexed up the weather. But you can essentially take anything and read it in such a way. Now, here's what I'm doing, right? First, I read it through, so I had an idea about some keywords. But even without that, what I did was I overlaid the breadth of arousal. Now, many of you out there knew that the context of what I was saying was, history and boring, right? But by overlaying the breadth of focus, it started off slow at the beginning, and then a little lilt to it, and then I overlaid the breathing of sex onto it. Slow, faster, a little faster, a little. So I just overlaid that onto it.
Yeah.
Overlaid the pace and rhythm. And what we end up doing is, because we're primates, right? And we end up responding to and mirroring our heart rate. So if we were early hominids hanging out underneath a tree somewhere in North Africa, and I said, or Central Africa, and if I said, as fellow primates in my pod to you, I said, pay attention to your state, okay?
Oh.
How would you feel?
I felt like everything just went.
As opposed to if I said,
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, I want to do a monkey role play scene.
So, at this point, I might be saying, hey, you, me, let's make evolution happen. So our brainstem, our ancient brain, is actually paying attention to the breathing and the sound of confrontation, breathing and sound of comfort, the breathing and sound of arousal, okay? And this is something that, sound, right? So this is something that excellent movie directors know so well. I mean, how do horror movies and suspense movies work? You know, that one basement door that goes, bam! And a cat jumps out.
The whole chat has like rainforests in their pants and boners and stuff. Like the whole chat is completely turned on.
So movie directors know this trick really well. And slowing it down. There's this, sometimes people just want to fill it with all sorts of dirty words. No. Slow is the pace of seduction. Slow is the pace that says, I have all the time to spend on you. So if I were to say, hey, Sonny, I bought a roll of soft, white, quilted, two-ply, fluffy toilet paper for your beautiful, delicate tushy.
Yeah.
You're turning colors.
So,
no, seriously. So really, okay, I have a question. Would you say it's kind of like you're telling a story, you know how like a story has a climax, but with noise? Like, do you really even need the words?
let's try it.
Okay.
Okay. Ha, 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 la, 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 oh, la, oh, la, la.
Wow. Yes.
La 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 la.
I get it. So this is like, for me, I'm not a good dirty talker. And when I do talk dirty, because I used to do phone domination, I don't use a lot of dirty words. Like, and I think that's what, it's not like I'm uncomfortable with dirty words. It's just not my thing. But yeah, it's almost the vocal acting kind, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So for example, let's see. Okay. Let's try this. Pussy, cunt, dick, butthole, fucking. I just said dirty words.
Right.
Ooh. Vaginal canal.
Yeah.
Right? So it's overlaying.
Unsexy pair of words, sexy.
Yeah, you know what's really fun is reading a roast chicken stuffed turkey stuffing, you know, a stuffed bird recipe, because it involves fisting the damn thing. So, yeah, so you can just like read, read the recipe. Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, you can actually, if you just layer it. Just talk about food. Oh, hell yeah. And the thing is, okay, so now that's the how to say. You want to slow it down. Don't be afraid of moments of silence.
Yeah.
Because then it gets that, what next? Right? And also bring your shoulders down. Bring your shoulders down and bring your breath down. Because, all right, so let me try, okay, I'm going to try, because that physicality makes a difference. It changes your voice, okay? Yeah. So check this out. Okay. Let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring my shoulders up. I'm going to like really go into like stress body position. Okay. I'm going to also do a couple other things with my facial muscles. So, okay. I need you. I want you. You turn me on. The way you kiss me.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I gritted my teeth in like that high, I'm stressed out teeth gritting. I bunched up all my muscles in that like fear and stress posture.
Right.
Okay. So I'm talking like that. So instead, relax my face, relax the body, relax on down, grab your bits to remind you where your voice should be coming out of. Bringing it on down and bring that voice down as the breath is coming down, relaxing your face. I want you. I need you. I long for you.
That is so different. Whoo. Yeah. Wow.
And then so slow it down.
Relax
your body. Now let's say if we're talking about stricter pleasures.
Oh, that's my
Stricter pleasures. So even if I'm like on the phone, right? Even if the video's off, if I'm going to go for, a dominant voice, I'm not gonna be all like schlumpy. Right now, my spine is bent and my head is sagging. I'm kind of like completely sagging. And what ends up happening physically is because my head is tilted forward, it's shutting off my vocal cord. So I want you, I need you, you will kneel before me. I am the dominant of your dreams. I just stood up straight, sat up straight, shoulders back, tightened my core. It's fun to throw in a couple of kegels for fun too. And then like ramrod posture, because that's like Auntie Midori dominant place. And I'm like, and then instead of being all schlumpy, okay, I'm in charge voice. I'm going to feel that in chargeness. Posture. I got to slow it down. But I also need to have a certain clip of authority, because the seduction voice is more of a, I'm caressing you. There's a pace like, I might even pace it like, I'm caressing you. Or on the dominant side, a little stricter, if I'm going to be speaking in a more strict manner. Perhaps it is that I wish to have you pay attention to me. You will sit up straight now. You do understand I am watching your every movement and I am judging you.
Yeah, I think you just turned Kat into a full-time sub.
Right? So in that, there's a clip to it. There's no question. There's no stroking. It is, this is the law. Yeah. So posture actually makes a difference. Now, on the other hand, if I were feeling little, maybe I'm feeling like, let's go puppy play, right? But not like vicious guard dog. I'm a puppy. I'm at the SPCA. I'm at the human SPCA. And I want a forever home. I want a forever home to rub my belly, and I will bring you your slippers. Woof.
Oh, I will adopt you.
SPCH, poster puppy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing in that, my body position is I went small.
Okay.
I'm feeling from the body in. It's kind of, I suppose it's almost like a little bit of physical body-based method acting for sexy voice.
I was going to say, this is very much like an acting class. It very much is.
Panda's now into puppy play.
See how easy that is.
I think if I were a puppy, if I were a dog, I'd be a corgi.
Oh, with your little legs.
Yeah, I'm gonna bite your ankle.
I said if we ever got a corgi, I would want to name it Billy Corgian, and he won't let me.
So, getting into the body position can actually help your voice and the intonations be better about it. Remember, schlumpy or stressed out doesn't translate well. And what I'm trying to do with the usage of my voice, first and foremost, is to create a change of state in you. But as I'm doing that, what's happening to mine? It's achieving the same place. And what's happening to all the distracting thoughts, what I call thought squirrels, the stuff that the world, the bills, all the stuff. Slower, quieter, layering the breathing, paying attention to your body posture, okay? That all adds to it. And along with the body posture, even if you're just voice only, go ahead and pantomime things because it really helps out. I'm a hand talker. And if anyone out there is a hand talker, this is an advantage because it'll help you to pace the delivery. So if I wanted to, and this time I'll pick on Ken. If I wanted to wrap my arms around you and run my fingers through your hair, okay? That's example one. Or I wrap my arms around you and run my fingers through your hair.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm letting my body lead my breath and the pacing, and our brain processes it somewhere cross-wired into sensation.
Mm-hmm.
So how you say totally matters more than what you say. But then you layer into it, if the what you say is, turns your crank, it's even better. But of course you can read a recipe too, which would be funny. And for foodies, that's the language of love and sex anyway.
Oh gosh, yes.
Or in your case,
toilet paper. Oh.
It's firm yet yielding, like your breasts and your hip. Oh. And it has a dark willing opening that I slide my fingers into. As I feel a rigidity in there and the layers like the layers of your personality that will reveal itself as I unroll this, as I strip a layer off and I unwrap this and take a layer off and another layer, caressing my cheek against the softness.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, you have just killed everybody in the chat. They're all now dead.
Samantha is officially dead.
But there is a happy death. A happy guy. But I gotta tell you, there was a little part of me that was like, she better not waste that toilet paper. Don't waste that toilet paper. Use it later. It's precious good.
But what is decadence and luxury today if not toilet paper wastage? Whatever with the diamonds, get me toilet papers. I'm not going to drag my fur. I'm going to waste them toilet paper. Because everybody wants you. So then what the hell do you say, right? So the easiest thing to do is read their favorite smut. Their favorite smut. Now you want to read it ahead of time so you know where to put in the good sex voice pacing, okay? And where to put in like the tense and dominant ones, right? So there's an art to the dramatic read. And so, reading their favorite smut. Now here's the thing. Once you read their favorite smut, forever they're going to hear your voice.
I see.
Right. So that's one choice, and there's a lot of really fantastic erotica out there, okay? And anthologies, and Circle Press is one of them, Circle Press and Riverdale Books. Now another source is describing in sensory-rich, slow description something that you and yours shared. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be like, swinging from the chandeliers, hot sex. It could be, but it could just be how you feel when they spoon you. Can you describe the feel of his beard on the back of your neck? Can you describe the smell of her scent as she's, coming out of the shower? Can you describe that first time, that last time, or better still, that particular thing that you want to happen again, right? I want you to mummify me in pure white toilet paper and beat me with a plunger.
Yeah.
It was so good last time.
Oh my God.
You could just say, hey, honey, I want you to wrap me up in the toilet paper and beat me with a plunger like you did last time. Or you could say, with every layer that you wrapped me into your personal toilet paper holder, and then you ravished me with that long, stiff plunger handle.
Yeah. You're giving me so many ideas for like quarantine inspired scenes for when I can see people again. Or maybe I could just do these over video. I don't know, but I'm getting so many ideas. But you're right about the reading.
Or with your husband?
Or with you. Well, yeah, with you. Do you want to be wrapped in toilet paper?
Not right now.
Not right now. Exactly. When there's no toilet paper crisis. But no, like the reading thing, you have a really good point. When I was doing phone work, I used to have a guy that would call me, pay me $3 a minute for hours to read him tickle erotica in like my, almost like a Maleficent sort of voice. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, oh my God, read me everything. So yeah. And now I'm like, maybe he's still going around hearing my voice every time he reads those stories.
You bet. So I want to read from, okay. So there's smut, there's pre-written smut, there's the reality of your personal experiences you've shared. You can also have oral sex voyeurs. Some people,
like everyone in the chat.
Yeah, well, yeah, like for some people, they love to hear their lovers' other adventures. So there are some poly folks. Okay, some poly folks who like, no, tell me you had fun, don't tell me the details. On the other hand, I'm one of the people who likes to hear things, but there are people who are like, oh, you went out on a date with your other partner. Tell me everything. No, tell me everything. Then what did you do? Then what did he do? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can even have an invisible threesome. So in the middle of shagging, okay, so there you are, quarantined, the two of you, right? And then in the middle of shagging, it could be like, oh yeah, and then she comes around with that giant strap on right now. Yeah, that's her right behind you. I know that your face is in my cunt right now, but I want you to wiggle your ass and tell me that you can feel that giant strap on coming right at you. Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Cheryl.
Yeah. Cheryl. We have an invisible office mate we named Cheryl that we blame all the bad things on. She could also be the strap-on wielder.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, you can, have an invisible threesome.
Woo.
Or a cast of thousands. You can have a gangbang with, one actual person and the rest of it's your voice.
I like that.
Yeah.
And he's good. He's good at that because he reads bedtime stories every night. He's been reading Lord of the Rings, and he has a voice for different characters. So I could see with all the voice, like, here comes the Scottish guy pounding me from behind.
Door?
Yeah. I want to get pounded behind from
Door and oaken penis?
Yeah.
Hi, Lassie. All right. So I thought I would read one of my stories out of Master Han's Daughter, which is a set of short stories set in a future Tokyo. It's kind of like, a Sin City-esque setup where there are multiple characters overlap into different stories. And it is also, a couple of the characters are actually descendants of characters I write about in Silk Thread, which Laura Antonou and Cecilia Tan and I wrote together. But this story, do I have enough time to do a short reading?
Sure, yeah. And then after you're done, then we'll open it up for questions and stuff after that.
This is just an open scene from Master Han's Daughter, and it's out in a digital format. Mantra. The inky heavens gradually turned a mournful shade of polluted gray, signaling the end of the first morning prayer of the blessed light of serene life. The colorlessness of the weeping sky crept into the vast prayer hall through the diamondoid roof and Nouvelle Tibetan spires, forming no rainbows of dancing light. But Anshin faithful. She stilled her lungs from any motion and let their breath sink deeply into her fibers. She opened every millimeter of her skin to feel the totality and the singularity of their touch. Hands and mouths swarmed over her flesh. The squirming mass of body parts engulfed her like an army of ants over a fallen plum, split to the core and oozing red pulp. The moist floor undulated beneath her. She exhaled from the core of her soul. The hands and mouth melted into her flesh, and she dissolved. Her soul exhaled a bright white, and she convulsed. She convulsed for a half an eternity, and the hands and mouth flowed through her. The big bang subsided, and the hands and mouth, like stars born from her, slid and sped far, far away. She did not feel them come, gushing all over her. She did not feel the floor convulse beneath her. She wasn't there to feel the body fluids and contraction of the faithful men and women marked with jade bindis searching for transcendent in a blinding orgasm. Instead, her essence was somewhere in the core of the womb of the all.
Wow. Yeah. I'm fanning myself. Exhale in the chair.
So begins the story of a sex cult in near future Japan.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to read. What was that again? What was it from?
Master Han's daughter.
Okay. Very cool. Ooh, so I don't know. Should we open it up for questions, for practice, for whatever? You want to open the squares, Midori? Sound good?
Sure. Yeah.
Let me open the squares. I definitely know that I would love to see some folks practice. Do you have any like practice exercises, even that like we can do if everyone's like, I don't want to pop on, I'm just like getting steamy here in the comments. But if those of you who are watching, if you want to pop on, all you have to do is grab this spot, and then you will be on camera. So I don't know. Are there like exercises we can do? I mean, reading from a book.
Is there any random written material near you? It can be an instruction book. It can be the cooking instruction for pasta.
Wait, I'm gonna grab something over here.
Junk mail.
Here, I'm gonna read Super Freakonomics. Okay.
Freakonomics, good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since those guys have really weird voices.
Do they? I've never heard their voices. I don't.
Yeah, I listen to their podcast a lot.
Podcast is good.
Oh, okay. So, do I just?
Oh, Rachel has a question. Curious, what headphones, microphones do you use? To which one of us are you asking?
I'm thinking you, Midori, because we don't have headphones.
Okay, so let's see. Hold on here. Bose 700. I travel a lot. Well, I would normally, and I airline sound. I actually have a bit of hearing loss. I actually have a bit of hearing loss, not from just from the club days, but also from back when I was in the military, and the hearing protections weren't that good. I just have hearing loss. So I try to like not make it any worse. I love these headsets though.
Yeah, I hear they're amazing.
They look.
Yeah, they look nice. I like them. All right, so I have a book. Do I just read?
Read straight through. Read boring. Read boring for like maybe a couple of sentences. So you know, yeah.
Okay. This is not to dismiss the potential objections of, how do you pronounce that name? Bedoiko's blanket, which are legion. First of all, would it work? The scientific evidence says yes. It is basically a controlled mimicry of Mount Pitsunubo's eruption, whose cooling effects were exhaustively studied and remain unchallenged.
Okay. All right.
So
there's a couple of potentially double innuendo words in there.
Okay.
Right? So relax your body, relax your face, get your posture nice, bring your voice on down, kind of wiggle your hips around, drop your voice, slow it down. And the big thing is to overlay slow to aroused to whatever, climaxy if you want, sex voice to it. And some of those keywords, like, was there something like explosion or something in there?
Yeah, there was like explosive, eruption.
There you go. And there's a couple of keywords that are totally double innuendo.
Okay. So, this is not to dismiss the potential objections to Bedoiko's blanket, which are legion. First of all, would it work? The scientific evidence says yes. He's getting all boner. It is basically a controlled mimicry of Mount Pinatubo's eruption, whose cooling effects were exhaustively studied and remain unchallenged. See, I'm horrible at this. I'm better at.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good.
Really?
That
See, I'm more like the dummy, like stern. I got that down.
That was good because and the word yes can really get lingered on because and by the time you're saying yes, the rest of the brain is like yes to what, I forgot, what are we talking about? Yes to me, what could this be yes to?
Yeah. See, I need to practice that. Like when I did phone work, I was like, I am not good at the sexy voice, so I just did Dommy. I'm good at the Dommy voice, but
yeah, that was good.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting a boner now? A little bit? Oh, you got a little chubby. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Ken?
Nothing.
Oh, you want to be sexy? Oh, does anyone want to be sexy? See, you know what happens? I'll tell you what happens, Midori. The minute we shut off the recording, everybody pops on. They're like, I don't want my face on the recording. But then at 9 o'clock, it becomes a party in here. So those of you who are watching it later on the recording, you need to attend live because when we shut off the recording, there's a freaking party in here. So yeah, you're damn right. I'm shy. Yeah. I don't want to do it on video. See, I know all of you so well. See, Christian got so distracted listening to Midori that you forgot to drop off a bag of groceries. Sorry. Oh my goodness. So when it comes to like, what about for people who just are really embarrassed to not even dirty talk? Like you said, it doesn't have to be all the words or whatever. They're just like, I can't even open my mouth. I'm so embarrassed. Like even before all the techniques come in, they just need kind of like pep talk, kick in the ass to like make the words come out. Do you have any advice for those types of people?
Sure. Sometimes there may be certain anxiety enhancers, like, oh my God, I couldn't say this looking at you because I'd be like worried that you hate it, or I'd be looking at your facial expression the whole time and stressing out. In that case, if you're with the person, say the things while maybe you're spooning them from behind. So you don't have to, or blindfold them. Blindfold them. Yeah, blindfold them, right?
You're acting sexy like, I'm going to blindfold you, but really you're just like quelling your own anxiety.
Because you're terrified, right? It could be that. It could be, this may also be where leaving a voice memo. Yeah, leaving a voice memo might be good. And that way, you know, you can like try it a couple times and you stumbled over a particular word, or you kind of like, I meant to say fuck and I said duck. What? Yeah, and yeah, I auto-corrected my own dirty word. Great.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It really bothers me when I'm trying to say fuck and it goes duck you. Like,
yes.
No,
oh my God, it does that to me all the time.
So, you know, doing an audio recording or a voice memo might be a nice one. Another thing is that if trying to come up with the things to say is getting in your way, and if you like writing love notes, you can write it out and then read it.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I think, you know, now we're like, we may not have used voice memo. Like if that's not something we do, we might've been like, oh, but now we all have an excuse to try out that new technology that we've been meaning to try out. But I've been hearing so many great things, and I tell people to use it and I don't use it, about Marco Polo, where you can record just a short little video and send it to someone. So that would be a great way to just do like a little, you know, talk into it and send just a little clip. Oh my goodness, I love you. Midori's showing her pussy on our live stream.
I am.
Oh, Jack. Oh, so cute. I remember seeing your little picture.
This isn't Jack. This is Miss Rue. This
Oh,
is
okay.
the sweet 14-year-old. She's a
Oh,
love
okay.
muffin, except Jack keeps beating up on her
Yeah,
because
that's the way it goes.
he's a teenage boy, and she's a sweet old lady. She's always been a sweet lap cat.
Oh, she's so
Yeah.
cute. She's
Yeah.
so cute. So yeah, I like the voice memo and the reading, and there's gotta be like other ways. Like I would love to have like, I don't know, like an online. I've been very much getting into practicing your kink things like with a platonic practice partner. Like I wonder if you could just like video a practice partner and like get all your anxieties out. And so when you're with your actual partner that you're trying to be sexy with and you can't go, time out, that was ridiculous, and start laughing, that might be fun too.
Well, if you actually, end up feeling ridiculous and laughing, is that such a bad thing? I mean, laughter is like, good brain chemicals.
Yeah,
I feel like the evil villain. Yes, Mr. Bond. Yeah.
What is wrong with laughing?
Yes, I will have you laughing. Yeah.
Well, this has been fucking amazing. I've got ideas. I think everyone in the chat might have climaxed, and they have great ideas too.
And we have toilet paper porn.
Yes. Oh, that is going to be a thing. Heard it here first. Probably not. It's probably already a thing.
Yeah, it's probably already a thing.
It totally is. Where can people go to find you and to find out more, or to take your classes? Or aren't you doing live streams now? Like, what's the deal?
Well, I am spending a heck of a lot of time on my Patreon, and I am so Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/Planet Midori, all my social media is Planet Midori. Yeah, but what Sarah wants? Okay, got it. I'll say that in a moment. Okay. So if you go to Patreon, I'm doing a lot of interesting things. I just put out a poll on what do you want me to teach. I'm making a lot of little workshops and conversations available to my Patreons. And Laura Antonou and I have recently launched a weekly show we're calling Hella Kvetch. And today we recorded an episode on our origin stories and things in our childhood that now we realize, oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. And today we released the Leather Satyr. So go to Patreon, where I'm spending a lot of time. Now, once all of this pandemic stuff has cooled down, I'll get back on the road and I'll be teaching all over. And I have a women's dominance weekend intensive called Forte Femme. There, I said it.
Yay!
Yep.
Yay!
Yep.
So,
Forte Femme.
If you have or had or will have any other collaborations with Zoe Ligon aside from that amazing sex stuff video that you did with her.
Oh, that was an amazing experience. It was a beautiful scene. We had thought that we would be doing a demo, but we decided to actually have a scene, which was lovely. Now, as far as further collaboration, we were starting to explore the possibility before this whole business happened. So my answer is, I want to, I hope so. And is that Micah? Also, would you poke Zoe for that she might know that you want that?
Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to end the broadcast, but before we do, I want to give another huge thank you for spending time with our people. I know everybody enjoyed it immensely. And also, they can find you on what, like Twitter and Instagram, your Planet Midori? Is that your handle?
Midori. Planet Midori on Twitter, Instagram.
What I was doing. Cool. Oh, the toilet paper. All right, the toilet paper will end this recording. But all of you in the chat, all of you here, stick around because we're ending the recording for the people watching on replay. This is all they get. But now we're going to have the party. People are going to pop on screen as soon as I end the broadcast. We'll see you back here again next week, every single Wednesday on Get Vocal, bit.ly, bit.ly/Sunny, SUNNY. Get Vocal, GETVOKL. We've got something every week for you at 8 p.m. If you're watching on Facebook or Periscope or where else? YouTube. Come on over to Get Vocal next time and hang out in the chat and then hang out with us afterwards. Until next week, thanks everyone.